Hello wonderful human beings, Sheldon Evans here, and in this video I'm going to be giving you guys 6 hacks to grow your Instagram following organically in 2019. Now if you remember, I created a video that is very similar to this in 2018 and you guys absolutely loved it. It's now over 1 million views, I think 1.2 million views at the time of recording this video, and I've received hundreds if not thousands of DMs from you guys saying how much that video has helped you and how it's helped you grow your Instagram following. So much in fact that I even created an Instagram marketing course that is linked in the description down below if you want to check that out as well. But I thought I'd create another video with updated hacks and new tips and tricks that'll help you grow your following today. So without wasting any more of your time, let's jump right into it. Alright guys, so before we jump into the 6 hacks, I thought I'd do exactly what I did in the previous video and give you the things that you shouldn't do that could be harming your Instagram growth. So what shouldn't you do? Well, you shouldn't do like for like, comment for comment, and follow for follow, or even buying Instagram followers, because this is going to crush your Instagram engagement. You might be getting followers from this method, but they're going to be ghost followers, which means they're just going to sit on your account and not engage with your content at all. The same goes with buying followers. Those followers are bot accounts or fake accounts. They're not going to engage with your content. You might have a very high following number, but it doesn't matter, because if you post something, you're talking to no one. You're speaking to yourself. Which you might think, okay, that's fine. I'll buy some followers now or do this follow for follow thing for a while until my following gets to a point that I'm happy with. And then I'll start doing things organically. But the problem with that is that it'll still harm your Instagram engagement because of the way the Instagram algorithm works. So let me explain this. So the way the Instagram feed works is it used to be set up in chronological order, meaning that whoever posted last would show up at the top of your feed. So you'd see the newest posts first. However, over time, Instagram has changed this and tried to optimize it for their own platform. So now the most popular posts show up first. So if you post something to Instagram, so a photo or video, and in the first 10 minutes that post gets 50 likes, and you only have 100 followers, that means 50% of your followers have liked that photo. Instagram will deem that photo very, very important. They'll think that it's an engaging post and they'll show it to the rest of your followers. However, if you post something to Instagram and you have 100 followers and you only get 2 likes, Instagram's going to look at that engagement and think, okay, maybe this isn't such an important or cool photograph, so we're not going to show it to the rest of your audience because they're probably not going to engage with it either. So if you're thinking, so what does that matter? I'll just post better content. Well, if you have fake followers or ghost followers, when you post something to Instagram, Instagram randomly selects who it's shown to first. So if they show that photograph or post to your ghost followers or bot accounts, they're not going to engage with it at all because they're fake accounts. So then Instagram automatically deems that post as not important and non-exciting, and it doesn't even get shown to your real followers either. So you're losing on both ends. You've got fake followers and you've got real followers, but no one is seeing your content. So now that you understand how bad fake followers and bots can be for your account, let's move into the hacks that'll help you grow your following organically. Hack number 1 is optimizing your SEO of your account, or your search engine optimization. As much as Instagram is a social media platform, it's also a search engine, just like YouTube and just like Google. If you're looking for new content to engage with on Instagram and you search for it in the search box, you're not going to type my name directly because you have no idea who I am. If you type in Sheldon Evans, that means you know me personally, or you've seen my content somewhere else on the internet and you know what you're searching for. However, if you're a photographer, or if you're a model, or if you're looking for a photographer, then you're going to type in photographer because that's what you're looking for. But how do I get my account to show up if it's just my name in the title? Well, there's a secret little trick to this. You can actually change your name on Instagram to your name plus whatever niche or industry you're in. So for example, you can see that mine says Sheldon Evans with a little slash and then photographer. So if someone's nearby or is linked to accounts near to me and they search for photographer, I'm more likely to show up higher up on that list and get a follower. And the same goes for whatever niche you're in. If you're a fitness coach, if you're a business coach, if you sell food, if you're a pizza business, whatever it is, you can put that in the title or in the name of your Instagram profile. Pretty neat, huh? Getting off to a good start, aren't we? So let's move on to the hack number 2. This is actually one of the fastest and most effective ways to grow on Instagram. And that is by buying shoutouts or doing shoutout for shoutout or even hosting contests on Instagram. Now, what do I mean by buying shoutouts? Well, say you're a photographer and I'm a photographer, and we both post similar images. That means that our followings would align somehow. My followers might like your stuff and your followers might like mine. So I'd message you and I'd say, hey, do you want to do a shout out for shout out? I'll post your photos on my story or my photos on your story, or we could do some sort of collaboration. Like I'd give you one of my photos to edit to post on your feed, or you'd give me one of yours to edit and post on mine. That way, my followers can see your content and yours can see mine, and we both gain something from this. Now this works really well if you contact people in your niche or in your industry that are similar to you and have a similar following count. People are more likely to want to collaborate with you if you're on the same level as them. If I have 1,000 followers and I message someone who has 100,000 followers, it's not going to be very likely that they're going to want to collaborate with me, purely because of the value exchange. Someone with 100,000 followers has a lot more to give someone with 1,000 followers than they do to them. So it needs to be equal in some way. But something very sneaky can come into play here as well. Just as I spoke about in the beginning of this video, some people have fake followers and fake engagement on their account. So how do you know if you're getting yourself into a situation where someone says they have 100,000 followers when in actual fact they only have 1,000 real engaged followers? Well, there's a few signs that will tell you if someone's account is fake, such as low engagement, no posts, or weird comments on their account. But there's one surefire way to do that, and that is by using a tool like Hype Auditor, who I've actually partnered with in today's video for you to gain proper shoutouts and grow your Instagram account correctly. So let's take a look at Hype Auditor. Alright, so now that we've hopped into the computer, if you visit hypeauditor.com, you'll see the page that is in front of you right now. Now with Hype Auditor, you can search for anyone's Instagram username and see the history of the account and get a detailed report of the account and see if they've been following or unfollowing people, how many of their followers are authentic, and if you should collaborate with them or not. So you just have to type in their username here as long as they have at least 1,000 followers. So you can do celebrity accounts, or you can even look at your friends' accounts. So let's take a look at an example report I've done here for David Dobrik, just so that we can get an idea of what you can get with this tool. So firstly, you can see the account's name, how many followers they have, and the engagement rate. Now this is very important because a very low engagement rate is very indicative of a fake account. As you can see, how many of his audience is a quality audience, 4.9 million out of 7.1 million followers, which is very good actually. Now it doesn't mean that the rest of the followers are fake, it just means they might be mass followers or they might be bot accounts. It doesn't mean that they're fake at all. And you can't really control who follows you, so this is not up to the influencer or the influencer's fault for what this quality audience looks like. As you can see, he's got a badge here for 50, meaning that he's the top 50 influencer in the United States. He's within the top 50 and in Canada, and within the top 100 in Australia, as well as a 74 out of 100 quality score. Now the audience quality score takes a few things into account to come up with this number. The higher this number is, the better the influencer's account is, and the lower, obviously, the worse. So it takes in a few things like how many of the followers are authentic, if they get authentic comments and engagement on their account, and what sort of following and unfollowing the account has done in the history of the account. So when you're looking for an influencer to collaborate with or do a shout out for shout out, this is the number you want to be looking at. So let's take a look at what else you can get with this account. You can take a look at their audience and see that the majority of David's audience is in the United States, the majority of that in California, and then in New York City. Then we can also take a look at the age and gender. Now this is very, very important because it can make sure that your audience aligns with the influencer that you're either buying a shout out from or collaborating with. So you can see that the majority of his audience is from the 13 to 34 age group, majority of them being 18 to 24, and even then 64% of his audience being female. So if you're catering to an audience that is mostly male, collaborating with this might not work very well. So you're looking for someone who has a similar audience to you so that you can work on each other's audiences and gain followers from one another. If your audience is not the same as the person that you're collaborating with, there's going to be a misalignment, and that's not going to really help either one of you. Then you can take a look at their audience type. As you can see that 67.8% of his audience is real people, 1% influencers, meaning accounts that have over 1,000 followers that are following him, and then mass followers. These are people who are following and unfollowing accounts that are also following this account. And then suspicious accounts, these are accounts that look fake, that maybe don't have profile pictures, they have weird engagement, they haven't really posted in a while, so they could be suspicious, no one really knows, so they just marked as suspicious accounts. Then if we scroll down and take a look at the reachability, you can see that he's got very good reachability here. You can easily reach his audience, which is good for you if you're going to collaborate with him. Then if we scroll down even further, we can see the followers and following. Now this is where we can easily spot mass following and unfollowing. So you can see that David's following has grown steadily over time, the same as the number of people that he has been following. Whereas if you take a look at an account like this, you can see that the following and unfollowing has steadily gone up and down, meaning that they are mass following. So they follow a bunch of people in the hopes that they follow them back and then unfollow them, hoping that they won't notice. And this is very easy to spot, especially with the Hype Auditor tool. So go back to the David Dobrik's account and you can see that his growth has been organic. So there's no incentivized following or any mass following patterns detected. And then finally, we can take a look at audience interests. Now this is very, very important if you're looking for someone to collaborate with, because if your audience interests don't align, you're not going to gain followers from one another. If I am in the fitness niche and you are in the art and design niche, if we post on one another's stories or do some sort of collaboration, we're not really going to gain followers from one another because they're not interested in the same things. So ideally, you want to collaborate with people who have the same niche and are engaged with the same sort of interests as your audience. And it's very easy to spot by using audience interests tool on Hype Auditor. And then again, if we scroll all the way down, we can take a look at the engagement rate with Hype Auditor and see what sort of engagement rate we have here. So as you can see, David Dobrik has a very, very high engagement rate. The usual engagement rate is around the 1 to 10% rate. That's where the majority of the engagement is on most profiles on Instagram. So don't really worry too much about that. Even if we take a look at an account like Casey Neistat, we can scroll down and see that he's got a very good quality score and see that his engagement rate is actually lower than David Dobrik's, because he might not be creating engaging content, which I'll speak about later on in this video as well. Same goes with an account like Tony Marfoot. As you can see, he's got a lower audience score. It's not very low at all. It's just slightly lower than others, although it still means that his audience is authentic. As you can see, over time, his following has increased, but it hasn't got any sort of pattern. So he's not following and unfollowing people regularly, generating that fake following. So majority of his followers are authentic and real. Again, he's got a slightly lower engagement rate. It's not bad at all. It's still very, very good. As you can see, similar accounts have a 0 to 1.5% engagement rate. So being majority above that is very, very good. So if you want to try out this tool, simply visit hypeauditor.com and use the promo code Sheldon Evans. It only costs $1.99 to check any account on Instagram, although you have to buy the credits in a package. But your first audit is completely free. So try it out and let me know what you think. And let me know if you checked your account to see if you have any fake followers. I've also posted a link down in the description box below if you want to check it out there. But let's move on to the next hack. Hack number 3 is being consistent, valuable, and engaging. Now, these are the 3 most important words that you can ever learn when it comes to growing an Instagram account, or actually growing any social media account. What do I mean by being consistent? You probably hear this word all the time when it comes to Instagram. Well, you need to post regularly and on time because people are expecting to see your content, the same way as that you'd expect to watch a TV show in the old days before Netflix came around. You'd wait until 7 p.m. on a Thursday night for your favorite show to show up on TV. So you'd sit and wait anxiously for 7 p.m. to roll around for that piece of content to come onto your TV screen. The same goes for Instagram. Because it's not content that is on demand, it's content that is posted regularly. If you post at the same time every day, people are waiting and expecting your content. So when it shows up on their feed, they get excited, they get a little rush of energy and like and engage with your photo. The more consistent you are as well, the more Instagram will promote your account organically. So they'll show your post at the top of someone's feed. If you post every day and you post regularly and people engage with your content regularly, Instagram will show that to the rest of your followers on a daily basis. However, if you post once today, once in 2 weeks time, once in a month, every time you post, people are going to wonder, oh, who is this? I forgot I was following this person. And then they might even unfollow you, or they're not going to engage with your content because you haven't really built any sort of relationship with them. However, if you post every day, the same as if you were to see your friend every day, you build a relationship a lot faster than seeing someone once a week or once a month or once a year. So be consistent. Next, be engaging. What do I mean by engaging? You need people to interact with your content in order for Instagram to promote it and raise it to the top of that feed. So you need to make your content engaging by either using call to actions or creating content that people want to interact with. For example, you could ask a question in the caption of your photograph and people would be more willing to comment and answer that question on the post, therefore making it a more popular post and rising to the top of Instagram's feed. If you're creating comedy content, people are going to laugh and comment and tag their friends on your post, therefore again creating a more popular post. Or maybe you're creating educational content. Maybe you have a fitness account and you're teaching people how to do bicep curls or muscle ups or throw a shot put or whatever it is you're doing in the fitness niche. People are going to comment and then share that post with their friends because they also want to do it. They want to learn things. They want to get in better shape. Therefore, because people are interacting and engaging with your content, Instagram deems it an important or exciting piece of content, so they promote it more and you get more followers in the end. And finally, be valuable. Now, your content doesn't have to be educational in order for it to be valuable. You can gain value in a variety of different ways from someone's content. For example, like I said before, if you're posting fitness content and you're teaching people how to do a certain exercise, they're gaining value in that way. However, if you have a comedy page, people are laughing and engaging and having a good time by looking at your content. Therefore, they're gaining value in that way. You're brightening up their day and you're making them happier. Or maybe you have a fashion account and you're posting great outfits of models and people are looking great. People who are looking at that content are gaining value because they're looking at something that they like. You can even treat your Instagram account like a microblog, and in the caption section of your post, write something valuable, write something that your followers can engage and relate to. Maybe you write a story, maybe you write some sort of tutorial. One of my photographer friends actually posts Photoshop tutorials on his Instagram stories, and that helps him grow his Instagram account because he's providing some sort of value. Moving on to the next hack, that is number 4, and that is hashtag secrets. Now, they're not the same hashtag secrets that I've spoken about before. These are unique and new. I know every time someone hears hashtag, you roll your eyes and think, oh, not another person talking about hashtags. But the secret to Instagram is not just throwing hashtags on your post and hoping that someone will view your content, because that's not how it works. The trick is using hashtags on your post that are specially curated to your content and that vary in different sizes. Now, what do I mean by size of hashtags? Well, I mean the number of posts on that hashtag. For example, the tag hashtag coffee has millions of posts on it. However, the tag coffee in LA would have much fewer posts on it, and you're more likely to have your post show up at the top of that hashtag when someone visits it. So the trick is mixing high quantity and low quantity hashtags when you're posting something. Don't always aim for the biggest, most impressive hashtag, because your content is just going to get lost in seconds. There are millions of people posting constantly, so if you post and someone posts another photograph seconds later, yours is quickly going to get washed out and driven to the bottom of the pack, and no one will ever see your content on that hashtag. You can also use hashtags and location tags in very secret ways, and that is with Instagram stories. People seem to forget that you can use hashtags on your Instagram stories, and they don't even have to be intrusive and on top of your content. If you post something to your Instagram stories, you can simply tap and type out a hashtag. You can even type out a list of hashtags and then simply minimize it all the way until it's invisible. Those hashtags will still be on your photograph, however, you won't see them and they won't be disrupting your content. The same goes with location tags on your Instagram story. If you tag a location in your Instagram story, simply minimize it all the way so that you can't see it any longer. It'll still be tagged and you might still get some viewers from that specific location. Moving back to hashtags on our posts, you don't want to be using the same hashtags over and over and over again. You might think that you're staying consistent because I spoke about consistency earlier, but the thing with hashtags is that Instagram doesn't want to admit it, but it definitely does happen, is that you can get shadow banned. Now, what does shadow banning mean? Well, if you post the same hashtags on every single photograph you post, Instagram will think that you're trying to spam that hashtag, or the Instagram algorithm will think that you're trying to spam that hashtag. So they'll just stop your posts from showing up on that hashtag altogether. So all of your efforts are pointless. So what you want to do is you want to create a vault of a few different hashtags and a few different combinations of hashtags. So every time you post a new photo, you can use 1 or 2 smaller hashtags, 1 or 2 bigger hashtags, some mid-range hashtags, and merge them all together so that you're not always using the exact same combination. That way Instagram won't mind and you're always posting new content and you have a chance of getting new viewers, new followers, new likes, engagements, and comments from those specific hashtags. Moving on to hack number 5, and that is engaging with similar accounts to yours. Well, with the Instagram algorithm, Instagram will lump your content with content that is similar to yours or that it thinks is similar to yours. So if you're a photography account and you only follow fitness pages, Instagram will see some sort of disconnect because those people won't be engaging with your content, but you'll be engaging with theirs. So Instagram won't know which one is the fitness account, which one is the photography account. However, if you have a photography account and you only engage with other photographers, other models, stylists, and makeup artists, Instagram will see that you're all in a similar niche and start recommending your accounts on one another's pages. For example, if you follow someone, similar accounts will show up right underneath their name as soon as you follow them. Now, if you're following someone and they're following you in the same niche, there's a very high chance that you may show up under one of the similar accounts. And that's how you can get secondary followers from people who are following people who are similar to you. Now, I don't just mean following these other accounts that are in your niche, you actually have to engage with them, comment on their posts, like their posts, DM them, start some form of conversation. Because you're not only going to be doing this for Instagram, you're actually going to be building a community. You want to build a community of people who are similar to you, have a similar niche, and you all have the same interests. That way you can help one another grow over time, and you can all have a bigger following in the end. Finally, let's move on to hack number 6, and that is following a hashtag that is in your niche. Because you're probably thinking that it's so much work to constantly go and try and find new people that are in your niche or posting similar content to you. And it is a lot of work to do that daily, to go and find new accounts, to comment on them, to like their posts. That is a lot of work and it takes a lot of time. But there is a secret little trick with the release of Instagram hashtags that you can follow. So now when you're looking for new content, you can simply follow a hashtag that is within your niche and you'll be fed new content directly into your Instagram feed every single day that you can like, comment, and engage with. So that you don't have to constantly look for new accounts and look for new people to engage with. It basically all comes to you, and you just have to do some of the manual work, which is actually engaging with those people, which actually isn't that much work. It's just talking to someone on the internet, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. You and I have built some sort of relationship in this video. You get a feel for how I talk and what sort of information I present, so we have some sort of bond, and that's just through a short little video. If you build a relationship with someone over time on Instagram, and you regularly send messages to that person, you can build a long-lasting relationship with people online. And oftentimes that leads to bigger and better collaboration that help both of your accounts in the long run. Over time with Instagram, I've made friends in countries that I've never even been to. And the great thing about this is that when I do visit that country, I have someone there that I can talk to, I can ask for advice, I can meet up with, and I can even collaborate with. This has happened time and time again, and it's helped my account every single time. Collaboration and community is key on Instagram. And that's it. 6 amazing new hacks to help you grow your Instagram following in 2019. Let's get you to 1 million followers this year. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment down in the comment section and I'll try and help you guys as much as I can. Or you can DM me on Instagram as well and I'll try and respond to your DMs as much as I can. I am getting thousands of them at the moment because of the previous video, but if I do see yours, I definitely will respond to it. If you liked the video and you want to see more content like this in the future, please don't forget to hit the like button and smash that subscribe button if you want to see more. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I shall see you in the next video. Cheers.